Welcome to another production of Park TV, 16 Sports on Location. Tonight we are on the beautiful campus of Benilde-St. Margaret's, bringing you section finals 5A girls lacrosse with the number 3 seed Champlin Park Rebels and the number 1 seed Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights. Both teams come in with one loss. My name is Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us here on Park TV 16 Sports. The winner tonight moves on to the state tournament, and there's nothing better than being here for any section final to go to the state tournament in any sport. And it is a gorgeous afternoon here in St. Louis Park. Temperature 71 degrees, unlike the semifinals where the temperatures were starting out in the 80s with a very high dew point. We have very low humidity, but today the wind is going to be the factor. It's 14 miles an hour out of the west, which is right over your camera angle. So it's going to be a 14-mile-an-hour crosswind. What impact that has on either team or both remains to be seen. But here we go. The number 1 seed Red Knights come off the sideline. They'll be going right to left to start. And Julia Evans, their star leading scorer, is going to go to the center circle to start out this match. State tournament bound is on the line. The seniors go home, and that is the end of their high school career. So much on the line for both teams. And we're about to begin. Evans at the center circle. She has 49 goals on the year. 46. I got my 6 and 9 turned around there. And we'll start it again. For the center faceoff for Champlin Park, the Rebels, is Reese Hagenbart. She is their leading scorer with 49 goals, going against Julia Evans, number 10, who has 46. The two best players at the center circle to start it off, and Julia Evans steals it right off the bat. Now to the near side to number 21, Kaltsas, and the Red Knights are in business at home with the section final on the line. Another trophy for their case and a state tournament berth. And now they rotate it around quickly, and that is Kaltsas to the top of the key to number 24, Maggie Gratzis. A senior-laden starting team here for the Red Knights. So for most of these girls, this is going to be their last time going for a state tournament together, and they've made runs for the last several years. And now Gratzis to the top of the key. You usually see her behind the net, but today she's starting out the top of the key. I expect to see her rotate all around, but that is a strategy decision by Coach Anna Bowlesby with Gratzis at the top of the key. She can use her height, and now Gratzis just feeling out the defense here. Just underway, 1 minute. And we're at the McQuinn Athletic Complex on Benilde-St. Margaret's home turf here. Now there, Vang. She started out the semifinal with 2 quick goals. That was Charlize Vang, not to confuse her with her sister number 7. But there's Charlize Vang with a free position shot at about a 45-degree angle to the right side of the goaltender, Paige Hagenbart. And Hagenbart makes the save, and that is not a surprise. As I was studying the statistics prior to the match today, one thing that stood out to me was that Paige Hagenbart, number 49, the sophomore goaltender, has only a 3.5 goals against average, as opposed to Grace O, the goaltender for the Red Knights. She's given up 5.68. So that tells me, and should tell you, that the Champlin Rebels are very good on defense, and that is going to be the issue here to see who comes out victorious, is the Champlin Park Rebels defense against the stellar offense of the Red Knights. They often say defense wins championships. We'll see if that holds true here today. Now behind the net, Carson Elliott, as the Red Knights have maintained possession since the beginning. We started with 12 minutes on the clock, now under 10. Now to the top of the key, Kaltsas, 21, gets pushed back. Now Charlize Vang, number 6, to Gratzis. Quick movement of the ball, but no openings anywhere. And as I look out there, I don't see Julia Evans on the field. Oh no, and there she is. She's on the near left side. Just hasn't, they ought to get the ball to her. She's going to Marquette on a scholarship. Now she has it. 10 by the yard marker, number 10. Now June Vang. And Carson Elliott. And they are just playing very deliberately here on offense. As we get to the 9-minute mark, the Red Knights have chewed up 3 seconds, and now it gets poke checked away, but they're going to call a foul on the Rebels, and now it's going to be a free position opportunity for number 6, Charlize Vang, the junior attacker. She's got 41 goals, 18 assists. She comes in, and another save by Hagenbark. And I'm telling you what, that statistic is a big one here for that goaltender, Paige Hagenbark. Look at her make that save. There was a rebound right there, but look at the defense. They kept it clear. No Red Knights in there to scoop up the rebound. And so right now, just playing very perimeter type lacrosse. All right, now around behind the net to June Vang. Now Kaltsas just to the left of center. Grotzik, 24, hesitated slightly. Now Julia Evans returns the favor. Grotzik, and she did come up with that nice pass inside to Hillens as she turned and shot, and another big save by Paige Hagenbark. The sophomore goaltender came up with 3 saves, and now Champlin Park has their first. And look at Grotzik interfere with Hagenbark's outlet pass, and the Red Knights have forced a turnover just like that. Now the momentum is clearly on their side. We'll see if that makes them a little more aggressive on offense. And now Grotzik, as that's the familiar area where I usually see her play. And now, but she'll walk around. And these Red Knights, they're being incredibly deliberate, like I've never seen. And obviously a strategy decision as Grotzik just walks it around, showing great confidence. Nice pass, and she gets triangulated. Charlize Vang, and she goes down. That draws a whistle. And the clock continues to wind down as we already approach the 7-minute mark. And now another free position opportunity for Charlize Vang, number 6, from the 45-degree angle. She takes the shot, goes wide left, rebounds off her sister, and the rebound ends up in the Rebels' basket, and now a whistle, and there was contact in that far near side corner, and now the double team is on the Rebels as she tries to find her way out. That is number 8, Caitlin Ehrlichman, the senior defenseman, and the Red Knights putting full court pressure on the Rebels. And now they have it again, the goaltender, Paige Hagenbark, and she has been the story here the first few minutes. And now there's Hagenbark. She looks very confident as she twirls that basket around. That sends a message to the Red Knights. She is not intimidated by their legacy. And there's another turnover. She might start to feel intimidated. There's too many more turnovers like that, as the Champlin Rebels have not had any offensive opportunities at all. But now another steal, almost, ball loose and scooped up by the Rebels. That is number 22, Lauren Schinbeck, the senior. 22 now rushes it into the offensive zone and loses it, but there's a whistle, and a foul is going to be called on the defense of the Red Knights. Number 24, Genevieve DeCesar, whistled on the foul. And now the Rebels with their first offensive foray into the Red Knights zone. We'll see how they do. All right, now that's number 22, just rushed it in, Schindelbeck, I should say. Now behind the net, behind the goal, that's number 20, Miley Jirasek, sophomore attacker. Rebels looking for an opportunity here. As I look at the clock, we're already approaching the 5-minute mark. Very fast-moving first quarter. Now the defense kicks in for the Red Knights. Number 21, Madeline Kaltsas with the turnover. They rush it up to Julia Evans, and she's got all kinds of room in front of her. And a fast break, so to speak, for Evans. But now number 3 on defense, that was Addie Dale, the senior, able to stop her momentum. And now the Red Knights will set up shop on offense. Great defensive play by the Red Knights in their own zone with Madeline Kaltsas, and defense wins championships, and right there the Red Knights proved it as they stopped the Rebels. They didn't even get a shot on goal, as now we're at the 4.5-minute mark of quarter number 1. Now behind the net, June Vang to the near side. That's number 27, Brooklyn Miller, who's checked in. Or no, that's Kaltsas. Sometimes the 1 and the 7 from my vantage point. And Julia Evans takes a pass from, guess who? Maggie Grotzik. Grotzik with 35 assists on the year, gets her 36. She has more assists than anyone, and this is why Julia Evans found that soft spot. She was wide open and just with her talent and gift at lacrosse, just drills it by Paige Hagenbart, and that's got to be a big sigh of relief as that first goal comes all the way into the 4-minute and 15-second mark of quarter number 1. Red Knights lead 1-0. So now the question to me is, as we look at the two leading scorers, Evans against number 17, Reese Hagenbart. So I just noticed that Reese has the same last name as the goaltender. They're both sophomores, so obviously twins of some kind, unless they're cousins, on the same team. And boy, what a combination of Hagenbart's goaltender and leading scorer. She's at the center position, taking the face-off. Her sister's in goal. They have obviously the identity of this Rebel team. Okay, now back to the face-off. Second opportunity. Last time Evans won this, and it led to a 3-minute possession of the ball and then a goal after only one turnover. And now that is number 21, Kaltsas, as Evan wins her second face-off in a row. And as I've indicated before, these face-offs are critical to winning lacrosse games because possession is 9/10 of victory, because you can just hold it. There's no shot clock. And if you get a lead and you can pass well, you can just run the clock out from day one if you wanted to. All right, now there is Kaltsas at the top of the key. Now to Evans. Look at her take that with pressure right on her, and now there's going to be a foul, as extending her stick was Elena Rule, the junior captain. She's got 22 goals, 11 assists, but right now they're playing defense, and now Evans looking for a second goal, comes right in, and she is quick out of the blocks like a 100-meter sprinter in the Olympics. No one could catch her, and she has such a sharp eye. Watch this. Just blasted out of those blocks and just went to the upper corner, and Hagenbart, nothing she could do. And number 10, Julia Evans, unassisted, gets the second goal, her second of the night, and the team's second, and that goal comes with 3:22 remaining. So the Red Knights off to a great start. And for Champlin Park, their goal has got to get some offense here to try to stem the momentum of the Red Knights offense. Now back to the center circle, and again, it's Evans versus Hagenbart, Reese Hagenbart. All right, and Hagenbart wins that one, so that's a positive sign if you're a Champlin Park fan. And now the pass behind the mid-center stripe, and now the Rebel are going to have to find a way to see if they fundamentally can move that ball along, and there's a miscue right there, and those fundamentals are absolutely critical to success in lacrosse, and they are unable to execute. And now with it is number 24, Maggie Grotzit, the senior, and there is an enthusiastic home crowd here, loving every minute of this. As I look at the clock as it continues to wind down, 2:42 remaining. Wind still blowing hard, but it doesn't seem to have any impact of play that I can see, and nor should it. These balls are small, and wind will have less drag on something so small in size. It's not like they've got sailboats out there. Okay, now it's number 24, Grotzik. Or excuse me, yes, Grotzik, and then to Kaltsas. And the Red Knights taking their time. They've got a 2-goal lead, but it's impressive when you consider that the goaltender, Paige Hagenbart, has a 3.5 against average per game, and the Red Knights already have 2 in the first quarter. That does not bode well for Champlin Park. Okay, though, they get the turnover, and now they have a nifty pass on that far sideline. That's to Miley Jurisic, the sophomore. She rushes it deep into the Red Knight zone as she shows some speed as she eludes the defense, coming right in on a very tight angle, and that pass just missed the mark. She had a player in the zone but cannot connect, and that's where those little passes mean everything in lacrosse. Now with it, June Vang takes it, and Grotzik, and now they settle down, and that brings another big round of applause from the home crowd Red Knights. And you can see the wind blowing. That's right out of the west behind us, 14 miles an hour. I expect that to die down as the sun starts to set here, but it's not going to set till 9 o'clock, so it shouldn't have any impact on this match. We started at 5 o'clock. Now Grotzik or Kaltsas inside to Evans. She hit the crossbar. Rebound right into Hillen's basket. Now playing it back as Grotzik. Wow, that is just brilliant lacrosse there. Playing in the moment, reacting, and Hillen's, my goodness, the crossbar. Evans almost had a pure hat trick in the first quarter. Now less than a minute, 42 seconds remaining. Grotzik gets deflected, and Hillen's will have to chase it down with 35 seconds left. She catches up with it. Still having a difficulty. Now 29 seconds. Evans. And the interception and the outlet pass misses the mark. It's intercepted right there. I think that's Brooklyn Miller. If I'm not mistaken, it is. Wow, brilliant defense by the Red Knights. Ready to take an opportunity and advantage of any miscue by the Champlin Park Rebels. And the clock is going to wind down as they chase it down. Evans inside to Grotzik, can't get it to go. And there is the final horn signaling the end of period number 1. So after 1 quarter complete, our score 2-0 Red Knights in this Section 5A final. Stay tuned for quarter number 2. Glad you're with us.
Kids aren't the only ones drowning in social media, but teens are definitely the most attached to their phones, which is not all good. Kids who spend too much time texting and posting are more likely to feel isolated and depressed. No one is saying throw your phone away, but once in a while, try actually calling somebody. Talking is even more social than social media. For more clues on how to clear your head and brighten your outlook, try visiting one more site, yourlifeyourvoice.org.
Back at ParkTV 16 Sports, bringing you girls Section 5A lacrosse, featuring the Red Knights at home versus the Champlin Park Rebels. Benilde off to a great start with a 2-0 lead, although that might be a low score as far as they're concerned. But they're facing one of the best goaltenders in Champlin Park that I've seen all year in Paige Hagenbart, and she came up with some great saves. I can think of 3-4 in a row before the Red Knights broke through with Julia Evans scoring twice. And that is where we're at, 2-0, and the Red Knights back in the offensive zone, going left to right this time on a gorgeous 71 low humidity day. The only weather factor is the wind, 14 miles an hour out of the west. So far I have not seen any real impact on it, as the Red Knights now being incredibly deliberate, more so than usual. And I think that's out of respect for the Champlin Park Rebel defense. They don't want to get them too many opportunities, and now there's going to be a whistle as the pass from Grotzik landed in the basket of number 6, Charlie Vang. Vang now, this will be a third free position opportunity. She'll come right in, shoots, and scores it. And the Red Knights are now up 3, this time early in the second quarter. This goal will come at 10:48 remaining, and that brings some of the home crowd onto their feet. And finally, Charlize Vang on her third attempt from the free position, which is basically what they call a free kick in soccer. Except in lacrosse, it's normally a lot closer to the goal than it is in soccer. But that was her third attempt, and she got that one to go. That's Julie Evans. She has the first 2 goals. She's back at the center circle. The leading scorer on the Red Knights team, going against the leading scorer on the Champlin Park Rebels, Reese Hagenbark. And Evans won 2 of 3 in the first quarter, and they're going to give it to Champlin Park. So she's 2 for 2. So Champlin Park can't complain about the faceoffs. What they can complain about is their inability to execute on passes to move the ball down the field. That is really where they have a weakness, and the Red Knights are taking full advantage. They play high pressure defense right at midfield, and obviously they have the scouting report. Despite the fact that both these teams only have 1 loss, clearly the Red Knights have a much better trap defense field-wise, and now they are really taking their time. I have never seen this strategy from either the boys or the girls Red Knight team, but obviously it's deliberate, and so far it's working. They're up 3-0 against a team that doesn't have 1 shot on goal, and we're well into the second quarter. of the Section 5A final. Now, top of the key, Evans. She's got 2. I don't think she's done tonight, and turning on it was killing. She lost it, but they got it right back. So a missed opportunity for the Champlin Park Rebels. Now Charlize Vang back to Julia Evans. Now to Maggie Grotzik. Back to Evans. They are a well-oiled machine, aren't they? They're all seniors mostly. They know each other. They've played with each other for years. And it's really fun to watch. All right, nope, she took her eye off that, did Charlize, but she was able to recover just in time. Now June Vang behind to Carson Elliott, 22. She had a goal in the semifinal. Now she shows some aggressiveness on that far side as the Red Knights start to pick up the pace now. Now Charlize Vang down to her sister June. Carson Elliott, and around the horn we go. You can see the wind blowing in the background, those trees, to give you some indication. And now the centering pass for Grotzik missed the mark. Crowded in front there, and Grotzik comes away with it beautifully, actually, and she is just having her way. She'll come around. Now she gives it up to Evans. Evans rotates it to the near side at the top of the key to the right. Lauren Hillens now back to Evans. Look at the clock. Under 8.5 to go in the half. Second quarter. Elliott, she was there. She had a little bit of a window right there. She couldn't quite handle it just as the defense closed in. And now here comes the Champlin Park Rebels as they rush it all the way down. Getting jostled there was number 23 for Champlin Park, Annabelle Johnson, the senior. She's got 40 goals and 40 assists on the year, and now she has it. Let's see what she can do. Is Champlin Park looking for their first shot on goal right inside. Gets it to number 20, Jirasek, and she shoots and scores. Wow, if you're a Champlin Park fan, that is exactly what the doctor ordered, and what a great, efficient play by Champlin Park. Look at the turnaround, no-look pass to number 20, Jirasek, and inside to number 20 as she puts it by goaltender Graso. And Champlin Park has drawn a little bit of scoring action. That was their first real serious foray into the offensive zone, and that results in their first goal, and that comes with 7:53 remaining in quarter number 2. So if you ask me, game on now. Champlin Park punches back right there. 3-1 our score. Evans now into the center circle, going against number 17, Hagenbark, Reese Hagenbark, and her sister Paige in nets. All right, though. Evans wins her third face-off of the match. She's lost 2, so 3-2, and now there's Maggie Grotzik. And she is going to take her time as Carson Elliott comes off the sideline and assumes her position behind the net. There you can see her coming there, and now June Vang rotates to the near side behind the net, and they'll occupy that part. There is Elliott with it, now to June Vang, deep behind the net. Boy, if you're Champlin Park, you've got to be encouraged right now and to take advantage of this momentum shift. And if you're a Red Knight fan, just like tennis, when you get your serve broken, you want to break right back on that opponent to take any type of enthusiasm out of their sails, any kind of momentum. And here they are, Grotzik, the senior, and she knows it just as well as anyone. Now Charlize Vang. Grotzik, look at the clock, under 7 to go, and it is awful quiet here. Suddenly, the home crowd understands that Champlin Park, because it looked like they were very anemic, dead on offense, and that goal changes everything, especially if they can follow it up. Now Evans, as she kind of jewed it in, there was a whistle from away from the play, and they're going to give her a free position shot on that far side. She'll come right in, and she goes over, and there was good defense that colluded in on her. Both number 22 and 23 right there. 23 got her stick up there. Annabelle Johnson, the senior captain midfielder. Great job on defense. Thwarted Evans. So Evans wasn't able to use her speed to get past that initial defensive stop attempt. And great defense by the Rebels there. And not unexpected based on their goals against average. That's not just a goaltender as Evans takes another shot as she tries to go low this time on the goaltender, Paige Hagenbart. There's Grotzik. Nice pass, wide open. Evans lets it fly and misses it wide left. And the Red Knights will retain possession, 5:34 to go in the half. Again, a gorgeous day here in St. Louis Park. Glad you're with us here on ParkTV 16 Sports. Now Grotzik, Rebels putting on a good defensive front here now. They're only down 2 goals. They've got to feel so encouraged after that last one. Now Carson Elliott behind the net. And this Champlin Park team, their defense is very good. All right, now as Charlize Vang took that pass, penalty called, and now a free position for Vang. This will be her 4th opportunity of the match. She has 1, going for another one, and she gets it to go. Charlize Vang from the free position gets her 2nd goal of the match, and the Red Knights lead 4-1. And again, that is the key, isn't it? It is like a sprinter out of the blocks. If you can get that space by that initial shot right when they blow the whistle, just like a sprinter can win a Olympic sprint by being quicker out of the blocks. Not necessarily the fastest runner, but if you're faster in those first 10 meters in an Olympic sprint, you're going to win the race. And just there, Charlize Vang. Meanwhile, if you recall before, Julie Evans did get hung up and couldn't elude those defenders. That's the difference between goals and not goals on those free position shots around that semicircle. Okay, back to the full circle at midfield. Evans gives it to herself, but Rebels take it right back with a check on the stick. Brilliant defense, and they're going to give the ball to the Rebels. So they are back in business here. The last time they had it on offense, they scored. That's number 20, Miley Jirasek. She's the one that got the goal. Jirasek now getting double teamed, and a whistle. And they're going to call her. Look at her being triple teamed. There are 3 Red Knights around her. Unbelievable trap situation. She'll have to retreat back around to number 35, Regernick. Now with it, number 3, that's Addie Dale, the senior defense, and they're having a hard time getting that even 10 yards down the field as they go all the way to the sideline. She gets double teamed, tries to split the defense, ball comes loose, whistle blows, and they're gonna award possession, will remain with Champlin Park on that far side. Clock continues to wind down. We're just under 4 minutes now in the 2nd quarter. Halftime coming up, it'll be 10 minutes. Still winding down as the officials. All right, now the Rebels to number 5. That is Elena Roll. Roll now with it. And they're coming right in, and she gets tagged from behind, and that's going to draw a whistle, and a foul is going to be on Genevieve DeCesar, number 23. Clock continues to wind down. You can see it on that board, although the reflection might be hard to see on your TV screen. But now a chance for the Rebels to get their 2nd goal and cut the deficit to 2. Little far out, that's number 5. Roll comes right in, and the save by Graceau, and now she's got it in her basket. Nope, she lost it there momentarily. There it is in front of her. And now to scoop it up behind is Genevieve DeCesar, and she'll rush it on the left side. Breaks left even far to the sideline, and her pass intended for Brooklyn Miller misses the mark. Now the ball is loose in the Red Knight zone, still loose. Much like a rugby scrum, still working for it. Nobody has possession. Now the Red Knights, I believe that was number 2, Brooke Lizzie, that comes up with it. Nice scoop there by Lizzie. Those are critical shots that lead to victories, but now I think the Rebels have it. Into the offensive zone, that's number 28. Callie Gunderson in the save by Graceau. 2.5 minutes to go, and now here come the Red Knights on the far side with plenty of room, and they might have caught the Rebels too far deep. Julia Evans to the far left side, Grotzik, and she'll slow it down because she looked up and there were 5 Rebel defenders right there, and she saw the numbers and pulled up wisely. And now a whistle as the ball gets into the basket of Carson Elliott. Clock continue, nope, clock is stopped now at 2:09 remaining in the 2nd quarter. 4-1 our score. Any team's match here with that short deficit All right, now it's going to be a free opportunity here for number 3. That is Addie Dale. And now just as they were about to let her fly in there, let's see. No, it's going to be actually Charlize Vang, excuse me. Here she comes from a tough angle, goes in, and the save as Paige Hagenbark. I got a little confused there, my apologies. Hagenbark with a great save, that I'm not confused about. Now the nice outlet pass to number 22, Schindelbeck. Schindelbeck finds some rooms, lofts it ahead, and she connects, unbelievable. Miley Jirasek now, who has their 1 goal. Now the pass gets into number 26, Engstrom. She comes right in on the doorstep, and there's gonna be a whistle and a stoppage. The clock at 1:37. All right, here's that replay as Vang comes right in a tight angle, and look at Paige Hagenbart making that save, justifying her low goals against average. And now the Rebels with a chance, although quite far out. Coming in, the pass. Oh, they tried to do, it's almost like when a kickoff in NFL football and you toss it. I've never seen that very often, but it was a nice opportunity and a good idea, but it didn't work as the Red Knights now have it, as that is number 2, Brooke Lizzie. Now to Evans, ahead to Grotzik, and she has room and she'll trot in with 1:14 remaining in the quarter. Red Knights with a 4-1 lead. And I think they're gonna slow it down here and try to probably hold on for a last shot. And what a game, and very uncharacteristic of these Red Knights. Only 4 goals, but those 4 goals seem like 14 goals because they're playing a very tough Champlin Park Rebel team here. Now the Evans, she's got 2 to go along with Charlize Vang's 2, and there's Charlize right there, gets it stripped away. What unbelievable defense by the Rebels with 37 seconds left. That was number 3, Addie Dale. She tries to outlet the pass and broken up by Brooke Lizzie for the Red Knights. Clock still winding down. We got a half minute to go. The Rebels have it. They would love nothing better than to get a goal here right before half and take that momentum into the second. That's Lauren Schindelbeck. Now to the top of the key, losing it momentarily, Miley Jirasek. Jirasek, who had that first goal, looking for a second, 18 seconds on the board. She'll try that right side to Caesar, right in her face. Now she'll come the other way. She's got unbelievable balance and an ability to keep that ball. Now with 7 seconds, there's gonna be a penalty or an infraction, and now a free position shot with 6 seconds exactly for number 20. Who is that? 23? Johnson. Coming right in, and Grace O makes the save right at the goal line, and that will be the end of the half. Our score, 4-1. Fans up on their feet by Grace O's big save. Come on back for half number 2. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. Glad you're with us.
Sometimes there's no do-over. Some things you can't rewind. That's when an extra safety step could mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. Learn more at poolsafely.gov.
We're back at ParkTV 16 Sports on location, bringing you girls high school Section 5A final lacrosse, featuring the Red Knights, the number 1 seed in the Section 5A, against number 3 Champlin Park. If you're just joining us or you fast forwarded on watching this on replay, first of all, glad you're joining us. This is a great match. 4-1 our score. The Red Knights got off to a 2-0 lead. Then a 3-0 lead on Julia Evans, got the first 2 goals, and there she is, number 10, the leading scorer coming in, Marquette-bound scholarship player, and that is number 23 to do the faceoff. That's new for her, Annabelle Johnson, the senior. It had been Reese Hagenbart, and the Champlin Park Rebels got a goal from number 20. That was Miley Jirasek. We're 4-1. Charlize Vang got the other 2 goals. So 4 goals attributed to 2 players on the offense, and we're back underway. And the Rebels are on offense to start quarter number 3. 24 minutes remaining. The victors go to the state tournament. The losers' season is over, and for the seniors, their high school careers are done. So everything on the line for both these teams. Glad you're with us again on ParkTV 16 Sports. My name is Robert Christensen as we watch number 5, Elena Rule, take that pass right in the scoring zone, and the Rebels retain possession. So they are off to a much better offensive start than they were to start this match at the beginning. Now Jirasek, and the scoop pass was brilliant to number 28, Gunderson, but she couldn't convert as Grace O makes the save. And now that is Genevieve DeCesar, the outlet pass to Grotzik, who plays both ways out to the far wing to number 9 for the Red Knights. That's Bailey Gray, the senior. You may recall her from hockey, and now she's playing lacrosse. And now Carson Elliott, now with it in the deep in the offensive zone. Carson Elliott, number 22, has 14 goals, 10 assists, including a goal in the very important semifinal just the other day on Monday. And now the Red Knights, with a 4-1 lead, have their first offensive possession of the second half. And there's Julia Evans. She came into the match with 46 goals, 37 assists on the year. And I guess I misspoke. I thought Kaltsas had the most assists on the team. She has 35, but Evans is also the leading assist getter at 37. All right, there is Kaltsas. Or excuse me, Grotzik. I do confuse those two. Now that's Kaltsas. Back to Grotzik. I don't know if it's their numbers or the consonants in their name. Usually I get them right. Kaltsas to Grotzik. It's a hard G and a hard K, right? Okay, now that is June Vang. Behind the net to Carson Elliott. Elliott now looking, and look at the defense of the Rebels, that they're really putting the pressure on deep behind the goal line and the goal. Now, nice ball rotation. That is just, for me, that's just as beautiful to watch as a goal, is how well they pass that ball. I didn't play lacrosse. I've never held a lacrosse stick. I got to go out and try it one of these days just to see what that feels like. I think it would help my broadcast probably. All right, now, just to understand the experience of it all. All right. Now a whistle. Clock continues to wind down. We're under 10 minutes to go. And weather-wise, it was sunny and beautiful. It's still beautiful, but it's not sunny. And we've got an isolated thunder cell right to our west-northwest. And you can kind of feel it. That's why there's a huge shadow. I don't expect it to last for the remainder of the match, but it could. And now here is Jirasek. She's getting chased from behind. I saw her coming. Number 6, Charlize Vang, strips the Rebels of the ball, and now Maggie Grotzik has it on the offensive zone. And the Red Knights showing their own defensive prowess here as we approach the midway mark of the third quarter. The wind still very prolific. If anything, it's picked up in speed, and it's shifted now to the northwest. So a little unstableness in the weather. Of course, if there's lightning, they'll take a timeout and we'll delay 30 minutes. No one wishes that. All right, now that's Lauren Hillens. Incredibly deliberate on offense. These Red Knights shows unbelievable maturity, doesn't it? And they are a senior-laden team. Now Evans, she thought she saw an opportunity out of the corner of her eye. Now inside to Vang. Vang gives it up almost to Hillens. Hillens able to scoop it away to herself and saves the possession. And you can see those flags blowing in the wind in that upper left-hand corner of your screen as our camera screens over that way when the ball is there. Now Charlize Vang to Maggie Grotzik, loses it momentarily. The Rebels come in, and there's a bonk on the head by the defender for Champlin, number 23, Annabelle Johnson. And Grotzik still touching her head there. That has to hurt. Now Evans to the near left side at the top of the key. Back to Grotzik. That's where she started the match. Then she migrated more to the side, which is where I'm used to seeing her. And now, boy, here is Charlize Vang. This is her 5th or 6th free position opportunity. She scored 2 times, going for her hat trick here in this championship game, and she gets it as she beats Paige Hagen-Bart. And the cheers are even louder by the Red Knight home crowd as the 5th goal is recorded by that woman right there. Number 6, Charlize Vang, the junior attacker. She came in with 41 goals on the year. She's got 3 more. That's 44 to go along with 18 assists, and it has been her night from the free position. 5 opportunities. She scored on 3. Now back to midfield and the full circle, and Julia Evans, Marquette-bound leading scorer, to take the honors at the face-off position to go against number 23, Annabelle Johnson. And it does strike me that we don't see the leading scorer for the Rebels of Champlin Park, Reese Hagenbart, usually taking that. And I want to make sure she's still out there playing, because we haven't heard from her, and I do believe she's still out there. Yes, she is. They've just taken her away from the face-off duties at midfield, and Evans wins that one again, and the Red Knights have possession with a 4-goal lead, their largest of the evening. 6:44 remaining. And Vang now, Charlize, who has 3 goals tonight. And she is starting to chase Julia Evans. Julia Evans came in with 46, she's got 48. Vang came in with 41. Now she has 44. 4 goals separate them for the team lead. Now that is Lauren Hillens. Hillens has 15 goals, 9 assists on the year. Now Grotzik. And this is a very mature Red Knight team. Just, you can feel it, just the way they're moving around. Nothing seems to faze them, even when things don't go right. And it must be a joy for head coach Anna Bowlesby. That's what you want when you have seniors. At this point, they should be able to coach themselves, and that's when you know you've done a great job as a head coach. You just let them go and figure it out. Really fun to watch these high school teams when they come together like this. Inside to Hillens, was able to grab it, and then had the wherewithal out of her right corner of her eye to find Grotzik, who had a shot on goal. But there was Hagenbart with the save for Champlin Park. Now the outlet pass, and now the Rebels are doing a much better job moving the ball down the field than they did in the first half. That is brilliant stuff right there before your eyes. With it, number 20, that is Jirasek, against a very tough Red Knight team, probably the best in the state. And for the Rebels to be able to execute that way and bring the ball down, that's got to give them a little bit of confidence here in the second half. But they need goals, and they need them badly. Inside to number 5 in the goal, just as I spoke. Number 5, Roll, takes it from Jirasek. So Jirasek has a goal and an assist, and so does Elena Roll, the senior captain. Jirasek just found her in traffic. She had the wherewithal and then put enough mustard on that shot to beat Grace O over her right shoulder. In Champlin Park, they haven't gone away just yet, have they? Our score now, 5-2 with 5 minutes remaining in quarter number 3. Don't turn off your camera now. This game could just be getting better. As we go back to the center circle, Julia Evans against number 23, Annabelle Johnson. Thunder clouds all around us. And this game is far from over, as Julia Evans now has it, as she wins another faceoff from that center circle. And she uses her speed to get away from the defense, and she'll slow it down. There she is, Julia Evans. She knows this game and match is far from over. 3 goals is nothing in lacrosse. And Champlin Park is showing they've got a little bounce back here. That goal was huge for them confidence-wise. Now Lauren Hillens on the near side. And she'll rush that front side. Rebels playing good perimeter defense with Johnson in the interception. Just as I spoke, good defense. They execute great defense. And that was number 22, Schindelbeck. And I thought she did a nice job retreating there to find it, but then the miscue and chaos ensues. Picking it up now, number 35 is Eleanor Gregornik. And now they struggle with it on the far side, and picking it up for the Red Knights is number 13, Annabelle Nicholson, the senior. Ball still loose, and who has possession? Let's see. The Rebels had it momentarily. They tried to get it to Jirasek. Now the ball is loose. Trying to pick it up is June Vang, and she's coming away with it. It gets hacked from behind, and they draw the whistle right there. She must have made bodily contact. If you hit the stick, I think that's good. Number 26 right there, and look at this Inside pass to Grotzik, and the save by Hagenbart, although she just got a piece of it. I'm not sure she saw it, and how could she at such close range? Meanwhile, I checked the clock out, and we're already down to 3:12, 3:11, 3:10 remaining in quarter number 3. Lauren Hillens now, and Evans clinging really to a 3-goal lead here. And now Grotzik, 24, slows it down, deep breath, quiet in the stands. Everyone that watches lacrosse realizes how any team can get lightning goals in lightning fast spirit, in pace for sure. Now Carson Elliott behind the net. She's very steady with that ball, isn't she? Now Evans, Grotzik tried to rush it, got turned back. This is the best defensive squad I've seen against this girls Benilde team all year, by far. Inside, Grotzik, the save by Hagenbart, and then she gets the rebound and steps back, and now what? A whistle and a timeout. There was the save by Paige Hagenbart. And I think we have a timeout, obviously, on the field. Not sure which team called it. I wondered if there was lightning, because we really do have heavy clouds all around. And timeout will allow us to look at the brackets of this Section 5A girls lacrosse match. There's Benilde-St. Margaret's, the #1 seed, advancing all the way to the final. And how they got here is always interesting to talk about. They played the winner of the play-in game between Breck and Rogers, and they beat Rogers by a score of 19-5. Then they played the Blake School, the #5 seed, who had upset #4 seed Wyzetta, and they beat them 17-4, and that put them in the final right there against Champlin Park. Meanwhile, on the bottom side of the bracket, there is Champlin Park, and those are the clouds that we're talking about. And Paul, are we under a weather? Was that a weather call off there? I'm not sure. I thought it might be a timeout, but that is a... I'm not a weather person. I don't know, is that a wall cloud? It might be. It does look apocalyptic. But, you know, there's no lightning. Did they call a timeout for that cloud, or was it a timeout on the field? I couldn't hear Mick, the PA announcer, explain either way. But that is, weather-wise, a thing of beauty there, isn't it? And that is due west. So from your camera, those that are watching, that is directly behind you from the angle that you're seeing. Directly behind you, right out of the west. And the winds are blowing at 15 miles an hour, maybe even stronger right now. And that was a timeout, so they won't stop this match unless there's lightning for sure. If there's hail, they may or may not stop it. Lightning, they will stop it. So if there's no lightning, they'll continue on. So following the timeout, I'll remind you, we have 2 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in quarter #3. We play 12-minute quarters. So 14 minutes, 16 seconds left to determine who's moving on to the state tournament. The Red Knights going to go back, and there is Paige Hagenbart, and the Rebels have the ball deep in their own zone. Pressure put on by Maggie Grotzik, #24, against Jirasek. She's their best player that I've seen on the field. She cuts right back as she's able to keep possession of the ball and make that nifty pass from close range in traffic to #5, Rule. And Elena Rule just coming down the field there and just allowing to keep it and just wearing down the defense there and just slowing it down. Wow, what great poise by Elena Rule, the junior midfielder for the Rebels. Now they lose it there, and the Red Knights defense forced the turnover, and now it's in the basket of their #1 player, Julia Evans, into the offensive zone with 1.5 minutes to go, third quarter. She'll back it up to #6, Charlize Vang. Between the both of them, they've got all 5 goals. Vang now to Carson Elliott, who comes off the sideline. She plays on offense, and she'll slow it down. Walking over there, there she is, Carson Elliott. She is also a senior attacker. So many seniors on this Red Knight team. And they will be disappointed if they don't win the state championship. But before they can do that, they've got to get through this section final. Just with a 3-goal lead, 50 seconds remaining, and they are content to wind that clock down. Grotzik in that near far corner finds some room, coming right in. She had a point-blank range to close the gap. I don't know if she felt she had the speed, and there was Lightning. I saw Lightning. That should stop this match if anybody saw it, but play continues on. There is number 22 with it, Lauren Schindelbeck coming right in on Grayso, and she got a piece of it with her basket, her racket, with 14 seconds remaining. Ball out of bounds on the far corner. Clock continues to wind down. 9 seconds, 8 seconds in the quarter, and I think they're gonna let it run out, but I wonder if anybody else saw that Lightning. It was clear as day. And there is the whistle signaling the end of quarter number 3. And we're not broadcasting live, so you won't know it if you're watching this on replay, but we might be in a 30-minute delay. But after 3, our score 5-2. Glad you're with us on ParkTV 16 Sports.
While serving in Iraq, our vehicle was hit, and it was bad. Back home, I had to learn to live with the scars, both visible and invisible. Having someone on your side means everything.
DAV helps veterans like LaToya get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year.
My victory is overcoming my wounds so I can help other veterans.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location, and after a 30-minute weather delay, lightning, heavy rains by isolated thunderstorms in the West Metro area in St. Louis Park, we're about to begin the 4th quarter in this Section 5A final girls lacrosse matchup featuring Champlin Park, the Rebels taking on the Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights. 5-2 our score. 3-goal difference separates these two teams, the number 1 seed Red Knights and the number 3 seed Rebels of Champlin Park. 12 minutes on the board. Winners go home. Winners go to the state tournament. The losers go home, and we're underway here, and the Red Knights with their 3-goal lead get first possession. 12 minutes on the clock, and that is number 21, Madeline Kaltsas, with the ball and possession, and the Red Knights have been very deliberate on offense. This is their lowest goal output of the year. In fact, the last time they only scored 5 goals earlier in the season was their 1 loss to Lakeville North. But right now, their defense has spelled the difference. They've only allowed 2 goals to Champlin Park. But anyone that watches lacrosse with any regularity at all knows that 3 goals can be made up in a heartbeat in lacrosse. And the Red Knights are content to milk that clock and use their superior skills in passing with each other just like that. Look at Madeline Kaltsas just showing all kinds of poise there. Little flip pass to June Vang, who now has it. Her sister has been stellar. Charlize Vang, number 6, 3 goals on the night to go along with Julia Evans, 2 goals. That gets you to 5. Meanwhile, Champlin Park with their 2 goals on defense, which has been their identity all year long. They were Charlize Vang rushing, trying to split the defense, drew contact, and that will award her another free position, free kick if you were, or if you will. And this is her 6th opportunity. She scored 3 times from this position, and she scores her 4th. Charlize Vang is having a night to remember. The junior attacker has 4 of the 6 goals, and she puts the Red Knights up to their largest lead at 4 goals. That comes with 10:25 remaining, and again, her quick speed out of the blocks. And that is a sigh of relief right there by number 6, the junior, Charlize Vang. During the semifinal, it was her sister, June Vang, who scored the first 2 goals of that match. And tonight, it's Charlize Vang leading the way for the Red Knights on offense. And now Champlin Park they have their work cut out for them. To the center circle, they're going to rely on Annabelle Johnson, number 23 right there, to go against Julia Evans, the leading scorer of the Red Knights, who again has 2 tonight. And Julia Evans wins that face-off as it gets into the basket of Genevieve DeCesar, and the Red Knights, with the sun coming back out. It was just an isolated thunderstorm. Now we're back to summer weather. And it is a beautiful night other than that isolated thunderstorm. Great temperature, low 70s, no humidity, no dew point. The only factor has been the wind, and it's been 12 miles an hour out of the west, and that is 2 miles an hour lower than it was at game time, and I expect it to even reduce further as the sun starts to set here in St. Louis Park. And that is Maggie Grotzis to Madeline Kaltsas to Charlize Vang to Carson Elliott. She'll spin around. And the maturity of this Red Knight team is evident as they pass it around, showing all kinds of poise. I call it the 3 C's, right? Cool, calm, and collected. There's a nice nifty pass in traffic, and Hillens, using her wisdom and experience rather than force the issue, backs away. They know time is on their side with 9:10 remaining in the match. They're 9 minutes away from another state tournament berth, and there is Julia Evans, the Marquette-bound scholarship player, leading scorer with it. She's got 2 again tonight. Now behind the net to June Vang, number 7. She'll change places with Carson Elliott. And now the Rebels are starting to extend their perimeter defense as they need to come up with a turnover or a stop here soon if they're going to make up these 4 goals. There is Charlize Vang. Are you kidding me? That's her 5th of the day. 7 total for the Red Knights. She is nearing a double hat trick. I don't know if there's an acronym or a name for that, but this crowd is enthusiastic for that woman right there, the junior attacker, showing up big time in the championship final. This time she beats Paige Hagenbark just under the crossbar and over her right shoulder. And that goal comes with 8:37 remaining. And their largest lead is extended from 4 to 5. And they are in control here as we are a quarter of the way through the 4th quarter. Now back to the center circle. Sunshine upon us here in St. Louis Park. Just a beautiful night once again. And back to the center circle. Annabelle Johnson and Julia Evans wins that again, or does she? She does. That's Madeline Kaltsas, and she's off to the races on the left side as she finds some space as she sprints away to that far sideline and gives it up to Madeline Kaltsas. She has 36 assists on the year, and there's Evans taking their time as the clock winds down. We'll have to see what Champlin Park does here to try to force a turnover. I was looking at their schedules coming into the match. Both teams just have 1 loss, although their one common opponent that has any kind of significance is they both played Maple Grove, and Maple Grove gave both these teams a lot of trouble, pushing them to the limit. But other than that, it's been all Red Knights. Now Julia Evans, under 8 to play in the 4th quarter. Sunshine upon her and their team. And that is Grotzik. Now Evans. Looks like she'll try to find some sort of weakness in the defense. Gives it up to Hillens, number 12. Now back around to Carson Elliott. Steady offensive player there for the Red Knights. Now lofts it over Evans to Hillens. Now Hillens back to Carson Elliott. And it's really just a game of keep away, isn't it? Just run that clock down. Carson Elliott takes a shot to the noggin, and that results in a whistle and a free position. Not necessarily in a scoring position, but a free position all the same. And now she'll duck the defender from behind her and then kick it out to Hillens on the near side, closer to the top of the key. She'll turn back and give it up to Charlize Vang. 5 goals for Charlize Vang. What a night for her, the junior. that might get her a nomination for Star Tribune Metro Athlete of the Week. 5 goals in a championship match. That's big time at a big moment. Now Evans. She had the first 2, I believe, or she does have 2 for sure. I can't remember if they were the first 2. Now she gets it in front to Charlize Vang and couldn't quite handle it. It bounced in front of her, and now June Vang comes up with it. Almost looked like she was going to dribble it like a basketball there. And the Red Knights are just demoralizing Champlin Park here. They will not let them get the ball. And they have wound this clock down to 6 minutes, and Vang gets the double hat trick. Charlize Vang, that is. 6 goals for number 6. And this is going to be a historic night. And now, my goodness, I saw the yellow ball come from the referee, and I thought there was a flag, but here's the replay. Charlize Vang ducks under the defender, comes right in, and eludes the defender that closed in on her right at the last minute, and this time she went left side, just inside the left post. And now it's 8-2, Charlize Vang, 6 goals tonight. Unbelievable. All right, back to the center circle and the face-off. I was going to comment when we came back from the weather break what impact that may have, and look at the impact on the Red Knights. That rest gave them all kinds of energy here, and now here's the leading scorer for the Rebels of Champlin Park, number 17, Race Hagenbark, and her attempt gets thwarted, and now the rebound comes out, and it's picked up by DeCesar. Nice pass by her behind the net to Brooke Lizzie, and now she'll sprint out on the far side. Outlet pass, heads up to Kaltsas. Kaltsas now finds June Vang wide open in the offensive zone, and now back behind the net to Madeline Kaltsas. And the Red Knights, they are just as good as I've ever seen them in the time I've been doing these broadcasts. They look really good here. Ready to go to the state tournament for sure. June Vang with it, now behind the net. She'll come in, she likes to go around and score it, and there she does. That is her signature move. June Vang adds to the sister combination, and that is goal number 9, and the floodgates are open here in St. Louis Park at McQuinn Athletic Complex. June Vang, this is how she scores. She lowers that left shoulder, comes in on the right side, finds the opening, and goes counterintuitive right back towards the green, just as the goaltender, Paige Hagenbark, is leaning left. She goes right back right. And June Vang gets her first of the night, her third of the playoffs, at least since the semifinals. And it's a foregone conclusion here. Julia Evans has it. The Rebels have not had hardly any offensive opportunities in the fourth quarter. And now Maggie Gratzis has it. And boy, I'm running out of words to talk about this great Red Knight team. That is number 4, Katie Croft. Croft now, she has 15 goals on the year and 3 assists. And she gives it up to Charlize Vang. And I don't know if that young woman has had a 6-goal night in her entire career. She's certainly capable of it because we know she came in as the second leading scorer with 41. She's now up to 47 and pushing Julia Evans for the team lead. In fact, she's just one behind Evans. Now she's going to come in for another one and gets the ball poke checked out of her basket, and now the Rebels have a turnover, and now they're on the move. In midfield, in traffic, number 5, Elena Roll, able to get it ahead to number 20. That is Miley Jirasek, and she takes a shot on the noggin as she puts her hand on her head. And that is going to be a whistle against the Red Knights that stops the clock with 3:54, and I think that's going to be called on Charlize Vang. I'm watching her, and I think she's going to end up taking a knee, and this might be the first penalty of the afternoon. So Champlin Park with a 1-player advantage, and Charlize Vang is in the penalty box over there, and that is number 22 for the Rebels, Lauren Schindelbeck, senior captain, midfielder. And she'll try to come up with a miraculous, or just commence a miraculous comeback. And there she takes a shot at Grace Ho with the bounce pass, goes wide left. And we're at 3.5 minutes to go. And that is number 20, Jirasek. She tried to pass it to the top of the key. That drew a whistle, and the clock continues to wind down. You can see it there, although it's hard to see on the screen with the lighting. 3:11, 3:10 remaining. That's Jirasek, number 20, on the left side of your screen. She starts it off in front. The shot and a block and a save by Grasso. She hasn't seen many. She gets another opportunity. That is Jirasek with her second goal of the night for the Rebels of Champlin Park. So Grasso gave up the rebound, and that was a nice assist from number 17, Reese Hagenbark, as she finds Jirasek, number 20, right there in the center of your screen, and she gets her second goal of the evening. And that will be her 16th of the year to go along with 30 assists. So Miley Jirasek, she's only a sophomore. She'll be back next year. And someone to keep an eye on, scoring 2 goals against this stellar Red Knight team in a final, is a feather in her cap. She's got 2 of the 3 for Champlin Park, but there is less than 3 minutes, 2:56 and counting. State tournament, and stay with us. We're going to bring you the trophy award, medal award ceremony just after our broadcast, so stick with us on ParkTV 16 Sports. Now with it again, Elena Roll, and I really like her game, number 5. She's just a junior. She comes right in, and she scores it. Right on cue, Elena Roll. As I was singing your praises, you back it up with a goal right there. And I was just looking for words. She just has been in traffic with that ball. The way she moves it around, it's very difficult for the defenders to poke check it away, and that paid off. And now Champlin Park making a run. Had they not given up those 4 goals earlier in the quarter, it would be 5-4 right now. But as it is, I think the lead is out of reach. And the Rebels are trying to make a game of it here with 2.5 minutes to go. It's not unheard of. You can score lightning quick in lacrosse. Let's see what happens, but they got to win this faceoff, and they do, as they replace their center faceoff person again with Reese Hagenbart, who is their leading scorer, and she gets that faceoff to herself, and she has it, and she's able to keep control of it. Now unloads it to number 22, Lauren Schindelbeck. 2:15 remaining. Top of the key, Schindelbeck. Looking. They need goals. They need them quickly. They just got 2. They need 5 more here with 2 minutes to go. Schindelbeck looks in front. The shot and the bounce shot by the leading scorer, Reese Hagenbark. Just misses the mark. The rebound, though, ends up in the possession of the Rebels. Number 23, Annabelle Johnson. Johnson retreats. Top of the key to number 22, Schindelbeck. Schindelbeck, the shot and the save by Grasso. Or is it a goal? It is a goal. And I think that was scored by number 22, Schindelbeck. So don't go anywhere, folks. With 1:38 remaining, the Rebels have gotten within 4. They've just rattled off 3 in the last 1.5 to 2 minutes. I might be a little off on the time, but this is what I'm talking about. How you can score very quickly here. So although it is still an incredible long shot, the Rebels have got to be feeling a little bit confident here, but they got 1:38. They've got to win this face-off again, and that is Reese Hagenbark. She did the face-off to begin the match. She was not to be seen in those face-off circles to be since until the 4th quarter. Now she loses that one to Maggie Kaltsas, and that probably will do it right there. Just the fact that the clock now is on the Red Knights side, and they still have a formidable 4-goal lead. Kaltsas now behind the goal and with the ball, and they are going to be content. And we do have a rainbow now following the right above the goal, and now the pass to Vank. She's not going to get her 7th, is she? She might. She's got 6 on the night. Now, that is Kaltsas on just a beautiful afternoon. 54 seconds remaining. They're going to be content to wind it out and use their superior skill set of passing and not giving up turnovers. Now they put it right. Leads Kaltsas perfectly by Hillens. That was a brilliant pass by Hillens. She was covered, but she kind of let her and allowed her to catch up with it. 34 seconds remaining. Lauren Hillens. And just as a rainbow is appearing in the eastern sky just above the Champlin Park net, following the rainstorm that came through here about 45 minutes ago, caused a 30-minute delay. And now there's 13 seconds left in this section final. Your Red Knights are going to be going to the state tournament once again. And that is Maggie Kaltsas. She gets bumped out of bounds. That is going to do it. There's the final whistle. The Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights win the section championship of Class 5A. And they are going back to the state tournament. And what a match it was. And the home crowd is on their feet. And what a great season by Champlin Park. Our final score, 9-5. Red Knights move to the state tournament. So for Paul Broden, our producer, and we're gonna hold on for awards here. So bear with us, and we'll just show you the images as they shake hands at center field. And I don't usually award stars of the game, but there are 3 stars here tonight. And what comes to my mind is number 1, Charlize Vang, the number 1 star. Julia Evans. Well, first of all, why is Charlize Vang the number 1 star? 6 goals. That's why. She was stellar tonight. Julia Evans, the leading scorer. She gets the number 2 star, and then Maggie Grotzik and Madeline Kaltsas. I give them a tie for the number 3 star. Those 4 players were stellar, and so was everyone else. But they led the way on the scoring, especially Charlize Vang and Julia Evans. So the Red Knights go to 15-1, or now they're 14-1, and now they'll wait for the weekend to find out what their state tournament pairings are. And I don't remember if they won the state tournament last year or not, but I know that they've made it to the finals several of the last several years, and that has got to be their goal here. This is the best I've ever seen them play in my time broadcasting the last several years, and it has been a joy to bring them. And there is the rainbow I was speaking of. Nice job, Paul, our producer. Beautiful shots here. Just a great location just off Highway 100, looking east, southeast at that rainbow. Just an incredible setting here. And now I can see they're setting up the awards ceremony. Both teams will be awarded medals. Of course, the Red Knights, their gold medals, signifying their championship win here. Following this match, although we're not streaming live on YouTube as we would in the regular season, this is tape delay, but it is being taped live. Following this, we're going to be bringing the boys Section 5A lacrosse final, featuring the Red Knights right here at home, taking on the Wayzata Trojans. So if you're looking for more great lacrosse action, we'll be posting that on our website at ParkTV.org and also on YouTube after today. And that one promises to be an incredible match as well. Both of those teams come in with 1 loss apiece with similar records against similar teams. And then while we have time to spare here, I don't know what happened to the Red Knights girls softball team, but they went to the state tournament. They played Cretin-Derham Hall, and I'm not sure if the girls softball team won or not today, but we do know that the girls lacrosse team won, and we know where they're going, to the state tournament. And there's a lot of happy folks here wearing red in St. Louis Park, and now here come the Red Knights across after celebrating on the far sideline to receive their hardware and their medals. And Champlin Park still huddled up around their coach, and they had an incredible season as well. They have a ton to be proud of, making it to the finals of the section tournament. They had just 1 loss on the year, and that game just a week or 2 ago against Maple Grove, and they lost just by 1 goal, which ironically or coincidentally was a match that Benilde played this year that didn't count in the standings. It ended up in an 8-8 tie. We actually brought that broadcast to you. You can probably find it on YouTube, and that had a weather issue right at the tail end, and rather than continue playing, they called it a tie, but they don't attribute it to their full schedule. So we're waiting here, and we will be commentating on the awards presentation, but they usually award the silver medal and runner-up trophy in the sections to the runner-ups, and they're still having a conversation on the far sideline, and obviously a group of disappointed players over there. But they have a lot to be proud of, and I think as they look back on this season, they'll be very proud. But right now, it's got to hurt. And they really did give the Red Knights all they could handle. It was 5-2 after 3 quarters complete. And to be within 3 goals of this powerful Red Knight team had to give them hope. But following the break after the thunderstorm lightning safety protocol and a 30-minute delay, when the Red Knights came back out, that might have been just what they needed. A rest, to lie down in the locker room, get their second win, take maybe a little power nap, and they came out and they just dominated for the last 12 minutes. Okay, now we're going to do the ceremony here. Usually they put a table out there, but no table here. I don't see any trophies, although I do see that gentleman to the, oh, the lady has the ribbons, but then there's usually trophies as well. So, and there is a PA announcer, but I don't think you're going to be able to hear that on our broadcast, so you'll have to bear with my talking here. And I will let you know who these players are. That is number 2 for Champlin Park. That's Alyssa Majkozak, a sophomore attacker. That's number 3, Addie Dale, senior. She played well. There's number 5. I mentioned her. That's the captain junior, Elena Roll. 22 goals, 11 assists on the year, and she got 1 tonight. That's number 8, Caitlin Ehrlichman. She's a senior defenseman. Next is number 11. That's Kim Fan, senior attacker. Next, number 13, Astrid Clem, junior attacker. And good sportsmanship being displayed by the Red Knights. That's number 16, Vivian Smith, sophomore attacker. Next is number 17, the leading scorer, Reese Hagenbark. She has 49 goals on the year. She's just a sophomore. She'll be back. Next, number 19, that's Marley Sensicall, sophomore defense person. Next, Miley Jirasek, sophomore. She had 2 goals tonight. Look for her in the future. Maggie Daly, number 21, just a freshman. Now, number 22, Lauren Schindelbeck, senior midfielder captain. This is her last match as a high schooler. She had 32 goals, 21 assists on the year, followed by Annabelle Johnson, the senior midfielder. She had 40 and 40, 80 points, 40 goals, 40 assists, followed by number 26, Ella Engstrom. She had 14 goals, 13 assists on the year, also a senior. Aubrey Onchery, junior attacker, 4 goals, 2 assists on the year. Next, Callie Gunderson, number 28, 7 goals, 8 assists, senior attacker. That's number 29, Rachel Cottingham, senior captain. Next is 32, Anna Pitson, just an 8th grader, 9 goals, 4 assists on the year for her. Now 33, Arabella Senescal, senior defenseman, followed by number 35, that is Eleanor Gragernick, senior defenseman. And also Carissa Gunderson, just a freshman attacker. She had 5 goals, 2 assists on the year. And Addison Cordes, number 40, junior defenseman. And then their starting goaltender, just a sophomore, Paige Hagenbark. She had a 3.5 goals against average, great year, and she really showed how talented she is in goal for Champlin Park. I expect to see them making a run to the state tournament next year, probably against these same Red Knights. Very good squad, and they're much younger than the Red Knights, who are very senior laden. And here's their runner-up trophy. And these will be great memories for these girls. They'll never forget this for as long as they live. It's those things that make high school special, whatever the event you're in, whether it's 4-H, sports, play, speech, you name it. Nothing better than high school sports, and this is why, the camaraderie. Now for the Red Knights as they accept their medals. That's number 1, Maria Johnson. She had 4 goals, 6 assists on the year, just an 8th grader. Brooke Lizzie, senior defender, played very well. on defense tonight. Senior defender Katie Croft, she had 15 goals, 3 assists, sophomore. She'll be back next year. As they look for her medal, there they go, untangle that. And there is Charlize Vang. Oh no, that was number 5, Emma Dempsey, junior. Charlize Vang, 6 goals tonight. She had 41 coming in, she's got 47. My goodness, now number 9, or June Vang, that was behind her. She had 21 goals, 6 assists. Bailey Gray, and there's Julia Evans, 46 goals. She had 2 tonight for 48. Then Lauren Hillens, they're moving quickly here. 15 goals, 9 assists, senior. Next, number 13, Annabelle Nicholson. Now number 14, Delaney Lynch, sophomore attacker. She'll be back. Then number 15, that is Mara Cashman. Look at the sun coming right into their faces. Couldn't be better. 4 goals, 0 assists. Now Brooke Hillen, 16, sophomore defender. She'll be back. Hannah Larson, number 18, freshman, midfielder defender, followed by number 19, that is Savannah Eisen, freshman, she'll be back. Next, number 20, Harper Cans, junior, attacker, she'll be back. Now, Madeline Kaltsauce, number 21, 32 goals, 18 assists, followed by Carson Elliott right there, 14 goals, 10 assists, also a senior. 23, Genevieve DeCesar, senior defender. And 24, Maggie Gratzik, 31 goals, 35 assists, the senior. And Shale Horning, I met her father, a fellow Johnny like me. She's a senior, she'll be graduating. Going out east to college, I found out. Brooklyn Miller, 27, senior. What teams isn't she on for the Red Knights? And Emmeline Downey, and now the goaltender, Grace O, the senior goaltender, had a 5.68 goal against average. She's going to the state tournament, as are these Red Knights. And for Paul Broden, our producer, there's the final presentation of the championship trophy. Evans, along with number 13, Annabelle Nicholson, Madeline Kaltsauce, and Maggie Gratzik. And there are your girls, 2024 Red Knight girls lacrosse team going to the state tournament as they win 9-5. So for Paul Broden, our producer, and everyone connected with ParkTV 16 Sports, my name is Robert Christensen. Glad you were with us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again.